So the JD win has gotten so big that platforms, they are now suppressing hashtags about his victory. They're suppressing hashtags about AH, who she is and what she did. And you know what? The legacy media, they're reporting on this. This is CNN Business talking about it, but they're burying the topic. Why? Because they can't stand the idea that this man, he not only won, but he keeps winning. Now, what's hilarious about this, too, is that you have the media trying to rewrite what happened, telling you it must have just been a few fans out there that were doing this stuff. The reason that they're doing it, too, it's because female. It's not because of justice. Yeah, when you look at the numbers that they actually will admit to, this says that it's not a localized effect. The world, they acknowledged this victory. They said that the man, he was the aggrieved party, not the aggressor, and that she, not he, was responsible for it all. See, they're so desperate to write this off that they're trying to say that this is fan base versus fan base, that females that are backing JD, that's just because he's celebrity. That's because of internalized misogyny. Like I said, they can't stand the idea of this when I love it too, because you know what? The world acknowledged this. You can see it in the numbers. You and I, we're going to talk about all of that today. This is fun times. I mean, this is fun times indeed. So, hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. And if you want to gauge just how big of a win that JD had and still is having in the court of public opinion, all you need to do is look up specific hashtags, look at how many views they have, and remember, this is just on one platform. This will be on TikTok alone. If we look up JD, for example, just looking up his name, look at the amount of hits that he had. 36.2 billion. That's billion with a B views. Just on his name on one platform. Again, we're not talking Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, one platform, TikTok alone. Now, when you look up Justice for JD, you're talking about tens of billions more views added to that count, with currently 21.1 billion, again, billion with a B, views coming in. That together with JD, that's 57.3 billion views just off of two hashtags on that one platform alone. Now, when you compare those numbers with numbers for, say, AH, well, the numbers, they are not comparable at all. If we look up Justice for AH, for example, we go from 21.1 billion hits for JD to only 104.7 million hits when it comes to AH. I mean, that's right. That's the kind of discrepancy you see between the two. In fact, if you start looking up the big hitter hashtags for her, past and present, right now, of course, it's going to be her name. That doesn't come up as a positive. Mind you, it comes up more often than not as a negative, but it has 20 to 21 billion, again, billion with a B views on TikTok alone. But after that, what you find are substantially negative hashtags. In fact, when CNN Business reported this at the time, and again, these numbers, if you do find one of these hashtags, they have increased big time. But you'll notice the biggest hitters that they had coming up, they were Amber Turd. That at the time had 1.6 billion hits. Notice this description here too. This is absolutely hilarious. A hashtag fueled by trial testimony concerning fecal matter. Meanwhile, notice what they say with this. This is suppression, and this is happening not just on TikTok, but other platforms as well. Meanwhile, the hashtag AH is a liar has drawn more than 2 billion views when CNN Business reviewed it Friday afternoon. Notice this statement right here, but the hashtag no longer appeared viewable in the app as a Friday evening. And that is happening all over. Like I said, there are hashtags that are being shut down left and right. And while that's happening, they ignore something else, something even crazier in my opinion. I've done 3 videos talking about and exposing this subject, by the way, and that is the increased use of bots. I mean, look at this right here, for example. We have 3 accounts sharing the same complex message saying, I come from the French Riviera, and it's common knowledge that JD often lost his temper. I remember one event on his yacht, they give a name there, where he smashed most of the light fixtures on board during a fight with Vanessa Paradis, and the kids had to be taken ashore for their safety. Now, the reason that the media buries these headlines or they won't report on them at all is because they're horrified by this type of win. They can't stand a man like JD, or really, in my opinion, a man at all, getting a win like this because they back accusations. They back this idea of listen and believe, not listen and look into it and figure out what's going on. So, of course, when they see people reacting with billions upon billions of views, you know what they do? They dismiss it as misogyny. They dismiss it as fan bases. I mean, listen to this. They are complicit in trying to rewrite. And I love it too, because this stuff, it just doesn't work. Quote, what you're seeing is fan base versus fan base, says this person here, and listen to their resume. A public relations professional who has worked with high-profile figures such as the disgraced Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein. Of course, they would bring him in, and they would bring in somebody that's worked on his image, as well as the fake heiress Anna Sorkin. Quote, it was surprising to me that the social media throngs and supporters are almost entirely backing him. Why does that surprise you, by the way? I mean, again, you've worked with people like Harvey Weinstein. You're looking at the female version of Harvey Weinstein, at least in the eyes of the public. Why would that surprise you at all? Then they try to throw on the buzzwords. Listen to this right here. The passionate social media posts surrounding the case are at times rooted in other factors. Some see outsized support for JD and the dismissal of her allegations as another example of, get this, internalized misogyny. That's right. All you females out there that are backing this, you're misogynists at heart. That is absolutely crazy. Like I said, they can't stand the idea that this guy won, and he won with the public and in the courtroom. I mean, this is shaking them to their foundations. I love it. They're going to suppress things. They're going to try to rewrite. And you know what? You can't let them. You can never relent or back down. But anyway, let me know what you think about this stuff. And as always, I appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work, so thank you. Let me know, like I said, in comments what you think. And if you want to back this channel too, there are links in the description. We can always use your help with backing. Check those out. But you being here, that is the biggest help of all. So thank you. I appreciate you. I'm going to end here now. Thank you again. See you soon.